All right, welcome to another episode on YouTube. Just a little something extra because today, Wednesday, I just dropped a local episode on the main streaming platforms for podcasts. So go find the Sunday Night Army podcast anywhere on any podcast streaming platform worldwide. Yes, any one of them, all yours. Go, whatever you're listening to, go find the Sunday Night Army and have an awesome, unique local show. Once in a while, you'll have myself here, Jacob, do a local show. Now, why am I doing a local show? Out of all these local shows supposedly that are out there, well, it's once in a while. And I know my friend hasn't put out her show lately. I'm trying to fill the gap. I'm trying to fill the void because there's nobody out there doing anything good. So I am here. I will help you out right now on any podcasting platform. Go find it. The latest show just came out today. Local episode. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to spoil anything else because this episode has nothing to do with that show. Nothing at all. I'm just here to tell you why I did it and some things about local podcasting that need to be talked about. So I did a local show. It's out there. I do these once in a while because, I have to show off my skill locally, how I'm better than you. And that's it. Why would you say that, Jacob? Why would you say that? Well, again, a friend of mine hasn't done her show lately. I'm trying to help out, do my best, put some things out there locally, how they should be done, fill in that gap like I mentioned. But today's video has nothing to do with my latest episode. Like I said, it's separate and it is local. It is local because locally we have a problem. Why? Well, not only podcasting, but a content creation problem. Lately, it's been a mess. So let's start off with the first thing that's a giant mess. And we have food bloggers. I have my little list here of things because my notes are prepared and I'm not like stiff with my content and I'm not stealing these from anybody, by the way. Food bloggers, big issue with food bloggers because there's a few and they're trying to be main ones. Well, let's set this straight. If you're listening in Windsor, Ontario and Detroit and whatever local area, there's only one main food blogger. That's really good. And everybody else is fighting for second. If you really want to get down to it. If you really get down to it, that's just how it is, guys. How do you know this, Jacob? Well, how do I know this? Well, it's easy because if you're stealing content from this one person, clearly must be the best one because you're stealing their content. If you don't want to know who that is, check out my show about 6 months back. Not even. You'll know who that food blogger is. Not throwing out names, but I need to have them be a part of this because I'm going to go a little angry shortly. If that's how you know you're number one when people start stealing from you, stealing your ideas. So once that happens, even if they attribute eventually what you're doing, that's how you know you're number one. You're number one because somebody steals from you, does things like you, does things your way. That's how you know you're number one. And that's, it's good and bad. It's good because you're doing something right. Two, it's bad because, well, people are stealing your shit and they're doing it the same way. So it's kind of shitty. That's the problem. People don't want to be creative anymore. They just want to be like, easiest way to do things and copy, paste, done. Well, I don't do that here. This is original shit. And that's why this has to be a quick little YouTube episode on this bullshit because it has to stop at some point. People have been calling you out. It's noticeable. It's noticeable to everybody that you're copying people. Oh, just because eventually people say, oh, yeah, but this was my inspiration. Well, no, fuck your inspiration. Be original. Well, it's so hard about being original. You have all the tools. You have all content. You have followers. Be original. Do something original. Do something unique to you, where you don't have to blatantly copy other people. And food creation is one thing. You'd think people are fucking Scorsese's out there running around, and now they're in gangs and shit. That's they're a little defensive once you tell them. They're like, oh, you know what? This looks like somebody else's work. And they're like, oh, fuck, man, no, whatever. Okay, no, you're blatantly copying other people. You got to be really out of your fucking mind if you think people aren't going to notice. It's not a giant community. There's only so many of you fuckers. Like I said, you're fighting for second. It's not even close. And I gave you proof why. But it's like the music scene. I know the music scene is kind of dying locally. No, I understand. It's not great. It's not great. I tried helping, didn't work. Fuck you. I don't care. Move on. But it's hard when you don't have when you don't have your own unique ideas. You have to do dumb shit, and it's extremely visible, and it's sad because this is where everything is going. Everything's gonna be digital. Everything's gonna be content creation. That's how people are gonna find out information. So if you don't have your own niche market and you have to find somebody else's work that you have to kind of adjust to make your own, well, that's kind of fucking sad. You shouldn't be doing this. Well, how does it relate to me? Well, it relates to me because it's happening in podcasting. If you feel the need to create a show and to copy somebody else's work, again, same thing. If you feel the need to take from somebody else and pretend it's your own, and eventually, say it's, oh yeah, I'm attributing this to you because I've used my research from your show to do my show. What the fuck? What? I don't know if these people, some of these podcasters locally of Sunshine YQG or whatever your fucking show name is, are you actually blatantly, knowingly stealing? You know what? Are you that ignorant? I'm going to take somebody else's work and attribute it as mine. Or are you that fucking stupid where you just don't get it, that you're doing something wrong? Personally, there's only two things. Either you're ignorant and you're fucking stupid, or two, you're knowingly stealing and you think it's okay. That's not okay with me. That's not. I've built my shit from the ground up for years. I've been doing this for decades. Okay? First podcast work I've done was 2005. Okay? So if you're just sending you a show, you're a little bit behind. If you were sitting for me, it'd be totally different. But I've done this. I know how this works. To start a show and to blatantly do this, and like I just mentioned, there are two things: stupid and ignorant, or doing this on purpose and you don't know any better. And you know what? There has to be a way to stop this bullshit. Now, there's only so many local podcasts and out here, and it's going to be very clearly visible when your show copies blatantly another show by having either the same guests back to back, the same ideas, and fuck it, the same questions, even the same format. Like, dumb? Are you? Do you need help? Yes. No, I understand it's hard to be original. And I understand you have the means to do a show. You have studios. You have time. You have all the gear. But maybe the show is not for you. Maybe you're the problem. Maybe your ideas, you don't have any. You just started to do it because you felt like it. And that doesn't mean you should do it. Maybe that means you should stop doing it. If all you have is the tangible things, but you don't have the creative things, that means don't do it. Don't be that person. Don't. Just stealing is not what you should be doing. It's not the way to go in content creation, because this shit lasts forever. Whatever I'm saying right now in this video will last forever. That's why I have to know what I'm saying is correct. I can back it up. Okay? Don't be blatant. Stupid YQG shows. You're new. You should know better. And if you don't know any better, ask. Go out there, because what you're doing is wrong. I'm going to tell you right now, if this was happening to me, if you started a brand new show and went after the same people I have on the show, copied my format, and even, attributed your work to my work, you'd be seeing me in person. Then you wouldn't have a show after that. Okay? You wouldn't. You wouldn't have a show after that. Because I'd be there. It's not the shit you do. It's like writing a book and somebody else plagiarizing it. It's fucked up. And it'll catch up to you very, very shortly. You should do something different. You should do something different. Go on your way. That's it. That's all I got to say for this episode. So fuck you and have a nice day.